football game that you played for our seniors? How many of you guys ran a pop pass when you first played youth football? That's the play you can't stop in youth football. They obviously couldn't stop the pop pass tonight. Okay? To our seniors, hell of a job sticking in there at halftime.
Great year, man.
Chips were down.
Wish we could have had a few more.
We challenged you at halftime, and you came through. Tyler, Eric, Kenny, all you seniors, you made great memories in this second half. You believed in one another, did a hell of a job. For Tyler stepping in and being great for us all week, I want to give him the game ball. That's Tyler!
Tyler!
I wish we could give one to every senior, but listen, man, you deserve it. Very, very proud of each and every one of you guys. For the underclassmen, way to hang in there as well. Way to follow these guys' lead. Extremely proud, man. Defensively, after that first drive, solid, man. Solid, gave our offense an opportunity to pop past the hell out.
Hey, so welcome to another week of Inside the PTC with Record-Courier staff writer Colin Harris. It's me. Hi. I am here at Kent Roosevelt Stadium, just kind of watching the Rough Riders get ready for their first playoff game against Bedford. It's beautiful outside, and I hope the same holds true for Friday, because if so, it's going to be a nice, refreshing change of pace for Roosevelt to actually host a home playoff game at their actual stadium, and not at Stowe, not at Kent Roosevelt, not the University of Akron, not anywhere else. I'm sure the Rough Riders are very excited for a chance to actually play in front of their home fans at their home stadium in the first round of the playoffs, something they have not been able to do for quite some time. Look over there, they're practicing as we speak. I got some footage of their practice, and we're going to talk about the rest of the playoff games this week. So I will see you in a few seconds.
Go, Georgia, go!
So I am sitting here in the stands at Kent Roosevelt Stadium. Sitting in the stands. Anywho, for this game, this is a good matchup for Kent Roosevelt. It's probably next to maybe Stowe, or maybe up there with Stowe. Bedford's the most athletic team Kent Roosevelt's probably played this season. The Bearcats come into this game, I think, with 6 straight victories coming into this game. So they're riding a lot of momentum. It's not often you see a 9-1 team that's playing a road playoff game in the first round. So that says something about how good this region is that Kent Roosevelt's playing in. But anyway, just doing a little bit of research on the Bearcats and talking to Coach Nemec from Roosevelt. Obviously, Kent Roosevelt's expecting a pretty athletically talented team. He kind of compared them to Elliott, who they played last year in the playoffs, and who I think is 10-0 this season in terms of athleticism. They're really a team that I think Kent Roosevelt has a chance to slow down on defense, but offensively, when Kent has the ball, they're going to have to rely on Marcus Cadile. Their talented running back. They're going to have to run the ball. They're going to have to hold on to the ball. They're a team. Bedford's a team where if Kent Roosevelt tries to air it out and they make some mistakes, those mistakes are going to get picked off. So they really, ball control is going to be absolutely necessary. Because I mean, John Nemec has been doing this for a long time, and like he told the team today in the locker room, everyone who gets as far is a really good team. So I don't think Kent Roosevelt's expecting to roll over Bedford just because they're the higher seeded team playing a home playoff game. They know that they absolutely have to come out here and earn it. And I expect Kent Roosevelt to give them to do just that. I think they have a good shot of winning this game. So it's going to be a fun one. It's absolutely going to be a chance for Kent Roosevelt's athletes to see where they match up against a team that they don't usually get to see. But I think they're going to match up pretty well. I think even without Cardell Jackson, who also, by the way, he had successful ACL repair surgery on his knee today, which is Tuesday. So congratulations to him. Hopefully he's on the road to recovery. But without him, a good athlete in Jackson, I think they still have some players who can make some plays aside from Cadil at running back. Woodridge has a home playoff game this week, the first in program history when they take on 5th-seeded Cleveland Benedictine. If I had to kind of just give a quick scouting report on both teams, I think that Woodridge might be a little bit more athletically talented than Benedictine, but really not by that much. I think what I expect from this game is a low-scoring affair. I think that both teams like to run the ball. Both teams like to play physical. Benedictine got off to a slow start this season, but in the last few weeks, I think they're coming into this game on 2 straight wins. They played a tough schedule, but they do like to run the ball. They like to play physical. So does Woodridge. Woodridge has a running back who's very likely the offensive player of the year in the county division, and that says a lot because there's some good running games in the county division and a really good one in Mogadore's Brandon Berry. So for Woodridge to be this talented says a lot about their physicality and their ability to move the football on the ground, and I think that's going to be really important this Friday night when they take on Benedictine. I think that obviously playing at home is going to be big for Woodridge. They're going to have a lot of momentum. They're going to have a lot of positivity, and they're going to have a lot of energy coming into this game. Woodridge always has a good crowd, and they're going to want to play hard in front of them. So I think that, I would expect that this game will be in the 20s somewhere. If I had to just guess off the top of my head, I don't think you're going to see Woodridge put up a ton of points like they have on some of their county division teams this year, but I do think they're big enough, and I do think they're strong enough, and I do think they can run the ball well enough to get a win over Benedictine. After that, who knows, because they play in one of the best regions in the entire state with teams like Chagrin Falls and Cardinal Mooney in that region. But I think this week is one they can get. I think they can get this win, and I think they can move on and take the chances next week. I don't like to pick against the Wildcats in first-round playoff games, especially home first-round playoff games. They have made history and a reputation for winning these games and usually winning them pretty handily. But they do have a stiff test in Villa Angela St. Joseph this year. Villa Angela St. Joseph comes into this game with a remarkable turnaround. I think they were 1-9 last season. So to turn that around as a team and make the playoffs just 1 year later says a lot about the job that team did this season and the job their coaches did getting these kids to believe. Now, where I think this is going to be a tough one for the Wildcats, I'm not predicting a loss, but what I am saying is that this is going to be a tough one because Villa Angela St. Joseph can move the ball. They're I don't know if they're averaging 50 points a game, but they're right around that mark this season in wins. They put up a ton of points. They have a lot of good athletes, and they have a quarterback that can hurt you with both his feet and his arms. And if there's one thing that Mogadore is not traditionally lights out against, it's athletic teams. Mogadore likes to control the ball. They like to move the ball on the ground. They like to play physical, but they don't traditionally have the athletes on the outside and the athletes to keep contained, really athletic quarterbacks. I remember a couple years ago in the regionals, they played McDonald, who had Marcus Teala at quarterback. And Teala, who now plays on the track team at Kent State, nearly beat them by himself because he could move the ball through the air and he could move the ball on the ground. He was a threat every single time he touched the football, which is every time because he's a quarterback. And Villa Angela St. Joseph has a player with that kind of athleticism as well. He has over 1,600 yards passing. He has a ton of yards rushing the ball. Keep an eye out for their offense. I'm really interested to see if Mogadore has, I guess, I don't know if it's the athleticism. Maybe it is the athleticism. If they have the athleticism, I guess, to really kind of keep up with them and to play their style of football, it's going to be really important that they control the ball with Brandon Berry at running back. I think the best way to keep Villa Angela St. Joseph's talented offense off the field, obviously, is to have your offense on the field and to control the clock. I'm sure Mogadore's coaches are telling their kids that right now as we speak as they get ready to prepare for this Friday night's game. As always, that's it for another week inside the PTC. Hopefully I'll be able to see you next week. Hopefully some of the PTC teams get to move on to a second week of the playoffs, and I'll get to talk about them next week. But until then, you can reach me on Twitter at Record-Courier, or RC Sports Now. I'm sorry, I can't remember anything. Like me on Facebook at Colin Harris Record-Courier. You can email me at charris@recordpub.com, or you can visit recordpub.com for more information on the PTC. And we're actually getting into the winter season here soon, so keep an eye out for the basketball previews coming up in the next couple weeks. Like I said, as always, my name is Colin Harris, and I will see you hopefully next week inside the PTC.